Welcome back to Midco Sports Tonight. I'm Alex Heinert, proud to be joined by the head coach of UND Hockey, Brad Berry. And Brad, your team coming off a weekend in which you got your first taste of NCHC play this season. Much like we've seen the last couple of series, maybe a tough game on Friday followed by an explosion of offense on Saturday for your team.
Yeah, it seems to be reminiscent of kind of the first month here, but I thought our guys overall did a pretty good job going out in the first weekend playing against a tough team in Colorado and playing out in that environment of the altitude and the big rink, so did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Friday night's game against the Tigers didn't quite go according to script. They came out the aggressors in those opening 40 minutes and took a 2-0 advantage. A great goal at the end of that second period by Shane Gersich, but what do you think was the reason for the slow start for your team on
You know
Friday?
what, that's a good question, and I think we didn't have a lot of jump, and we didn't have a lot of flow to the game. There's a few penalties in there that we had to kill that we spent a lot of energy on, and the biggest thing is every time that we tried to sustain a forecheck, we were out of energy, and we're always changing, so we didn't have any really pressure on their D-man, and I thought we did a better job on Saturday. Friday, we didn't have a lot of jump collectively. It wasn't just 1-2 guys, it was our whole group that was out of sync a little bit, and we sharpened up on some details over that course of time, and we played a lot better on Saturday.
Yeah, so we said Shane get a goal with 30 seconds left in the second. That gave your team a boost going into the third period on Friday. You outshoot them 13-3 over the final frame. What changed in that final 20 minutes on Friday?
I think we got our legs. I think we got our legs underneath us, and again, it's tough to explain, and there's no excuses in our group and our culture here. But man, if 1 or 2 guys aren't going, then I could see that. But the whole team, it seems like we didn't have the collective jump, and we got our legs underneath us in the third period, which carried over.
Yeah, that did make a huge difference on Saturday. That momentum from the third period on Friday, despite being a 2-1 defeat, it really showed on Saturday. Alex Heinert, who was really good, couldn't seem to stop you guys on Saturday. What seemed to really spark offensively that effort to get 6 goals on Saturday evening? And
we had more jump, but we were more aggressive in every zone. And part of that, the message to our guys on Saturday morning was we got to be a lot harder and heavier inside the dots. When you look at the face-off dots going from the D zone, the neutral zone, the offensive zone, we have to own that area inside the dots and support each other. And then in front of our net, in front of their net, we have to own those areas too. So I think our play inside the dots, we were harder and heavier.
Yeah, special teams a big part of that success on Saturday's 6-4 win. I think 12 power plays, you guys were really good. 5 for 5 in the penalty kill, 2 power play goals. That's been a key theme for this team all season.
Yeah, and again, if you dig into the stats or the analytics side of it, if you come out on the specialty teams battle, if you're on the positive end of it, 95% chance you're going to win. If you get 1 or 2 power play goals a game, and if you shut the other team down on their power plays, good chance you're going to win. So again, that's what we did Saturday night.
Yeah, another theme of this team, again, the depth in scoring, which you've been talking about all season, and the newcomers making a big difference. Grant Mismash had a couple of goals on Saturday. You had 4 freshmen score 5 of those goals. That group seems to be finding their feet with this team pretty early this season.
Yeah, and we have to. We really embrace our freshmen, our first-year players coming in here, and again, they are a big part of it. If they're not a big part of it, you don't have a chance for success. And again, I think we've done a better job over the last couple of years of having our first-year guys being an important part early in the season.
And that's been more important because of the loss of Johnny Simons in the last couple of weeks to injury. You lose a couple more forwards halfway through that game on Saturday with Trevor Olson and Ludwig Hoff going down. Talk about just how those guys are doing and if there's a timetable for the return from some of those upperclassmen forwards.
Well, we came back from the road trip and, they got evaluated, and, we'll continue to kind of go through the week going forward there. It's tough to lose 1 forward in a game, but to lose 2 impactful players like that, you're down to 10 forwards. And again, it says a lot about our character of our team, kind of taking the reins when a couple guys go down. But, we'll go through the week here to see where they're at, and hopefully it won't be too long before they're back in again.
Yeah, another quick turnaround this week. Wisconsin on the road, coming up, back-to-back road series for your team. It's a good Badger team this year, top 10 in the country. What is Tony Granato doing to get that team back on track?
Well, I think basically, he's bringing in his own players and kind of changing a little bit of the system or the culture in their group. And, they've done a good job. They've got